Welcome back to Irwin's Real Nerd Wars. And you guessed it, the conservatives and nerds have to come together. There's a lot the conservatives can teach the nerds, a lot the nerds can teach the conservatives. So a lot of my nerds have probably heard tell about ESG scores, and they're like, kind of get what it means, but don't really know all that much. So we're doing a bit of a deep dive into Disney's ESG. But where does all this crap come from? It comes from the SDGs. Oh yes, time to get some acronyms stored away in your brain. Do you know all 17 SDGs? What are SDGs, you say? Sustainable Development Goals. The United Nations doesn't invade your country and occupy it with their blue helmet army. They occupy it through bureaucracy and globalist laws. They're just goals, guys. They're just goals. Kind of like how locking you down in your home and preventing you from working, that was just, an emergency measure. Well, we have emergency measures to save the planet and black women. The Walt Disney Company 2021 Corporate Social Responsibility Report. You want those corporate boards to be more responsible, right? Oh, you do? Okay, well then you're evil for being born white. Congratulations, we're more socially responsible now. Letter from our CEO, Bob Chapek, the guy who's supposedly secretly on our side, according to some people. Already in the second paragraph, we embrace a world of belonging through our continuing efforts to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's not just you who had to do a little workshop or a little training video at work to tell you you're evil for being born white. Everyone has to do it now. Don't worry though, it's not a conspiracy. And in the third paragraph, we're pleased to be making progress towards our ambitious 2030 environmental goals, which include a commitment to achieve net zero emissions. Yeah, that's ambitious. By 2030, you say? You're not going to be allowed to drive a gas-powered car. You're going to have to drive electric, but also our power grid currently can't even take the amount of electric vehicles on it. By ambitious, they mean purposely destroying civilization. Not a conspiracy. Sustainable Development Goals? SDGs? Weren't we just talking about SDGs? Disney's carrying out the United Nations political actions. UN SDGs. You're going to see them throughout Disney's ESG report. Stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder capitalism, guys. It sounds great, right? Yeah, just don't ask what it is. Here's what I found important. NGOs and social impact organizations. Like the kind George Soros fund to raise the crime in your area. Together, we can strengthen our collective purpose. Our collective purpose, guys. We live in a sci-fi dystopia / communist hellhole. Additionally, these organizations educate us on their evolving trends regarding impact areas and or regions. So basically, Jonathan Greenblatt at the ADL tells you who to cancel. Trans crybabies on Twitter tell you who to cancel. Black people tell you who to be racist against. Evolving trends, guys. Men can be women now. It's just an evolving trend. Shut up. The boiling water, it's nice. Nice hot water. You guys like hot tubs, right? What do you mean it's too hot? No, you're not allowed to jump out of the hot tub. Racist. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. The 3 words that are going to destroy civilization. Reimagine tomorrow, where we all belong, in a Chinese gulag that we thank in the end credits of Mulan. We've got the Senior Vice President, Chief Diversity Officer, Latondra. I mean, honestly, can you have a Chief Diversity Officer that doesn't have a name similar to Latondra? Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't put an apostrophe between the law and tundra. So here was an interesting find, other than the morbidly obese people that Disney want you to be proud of them hiring and then forcibly muzzling. 500 plus employees have volunteered to serve as belonging advocates to instill greater inclusion in their work. Okay, we're doing a glasses upgrade on this one. Now I'm a trained belonging advocate I kind of like being a belonging advocate. You fucking bigots. Canceled. All of you canceled. You don't get to have a job. Just report to the gulags. We need to re-educate you into diversity, equity, and inclusion. How dare you be born white? Latandra's gonna need to have a word with you. Championing accurate and diverse representation in our content. You mean diverse over-representation in our content. Turns out it's part of the agenda. Not a conspiracy, though. Everyone loved Black Panther, and it got really great reviews, specifically only on its merit. But also turns out Chadwick Boseman was a diversity hire. Wakanda forever. Environmental sustainability. You hear the 2030 a lot. A lot of that is about the 2030 environmental goals, the 2030 agenda. And then they also have 2050 agenda. I mean, they're planning out 30 years ahead. It's not some sort of pre-planned agenda and conspiracy to implement it, you bigot. Wait, what am I now? What am I called again? As the Irwin's Real Nerd Wars belonging advocate. If you're not dead by 2030, we'll probably have to put you up against a brick wall. Or Mother Gaia. Corporate governance. The G in ESG is for governance. So these mega corporations are concerned about governance. Sounds a little techno-fascist to me. You'll notice next to the corporate governance, they've got a nice little SDG emblem. All a United Nations agenda. Planned out ahead of time, coordinated globally. Don't worry, it's not a conspiracy, guys. And coincidentally, it gives us way more power over you. It's for the planet, shut up. We've got board diversity. We got ethnic diversity is 36%. Ethnic/gender diversity, 64%. Nothing like breaking people down into racial graphs to fight racism. This is anti-racism, guys. Graphs breaking people down by race. Journalistic integrity. Our dedication to high-quality journalism and editorial integrity guide our news operations and content. If you don't know, Disney owns ABC. Journalistic integrity at ABC. They're not lying, guys. They care about the environment. Why would they lie? And just in case you didn't believe me, they put all of the UN's SDGs at the end of the document. Your entertainment is being destroyed on accident, guys. We didn't mean to. We're just trying to save the earth and Black lesbians. It's not a conspiracy. And if you say it is, I'm going to advocate your ban from Twitter. All right, I gave you guys the info. Let your nerds know. Let your normie family know. Let your normie coworkers know. It's not an accident, and it's not going to end well. And if you're watching this on Band.video, consider subscribing to my Nerd Wars YouTube channel. Links in the description. I'm actually working on a nerd documentary. If you haven't seen that yet, The Nerd War on Woke. Just help me please the YouTube algorithm. I mean, I already said that I'm a Black person. Don't worry though. You can choose your race on YouTube, but it doesn't make a difference, guys. So I just made myself a Black person on YouTube. No one's coming to save us but us, guys. Get off your butts.